Welcome back to Top Decks. Today we will be talking about Anthropomorphic Media. So before we get started, I wanted to introduce Whiplash, as always, the succubus of this wonderful podcast.
As you already know, for sure.
As I am the angel. I completely messed up that sentence.
You are the angel,
Whatever.
I am the succubus. That is the truth of this entire program. You are the good, I am the evil. I am the Satanist. Wait, that makes no sense. I'm the demon. I'm the demon. You're the angel. There we go.
A succubus is a demon, yes.
To be fair, our colors match too. Blue, I feel like, is good color. Red usually means evil.
Perfect harmony. It's like yin and yang.
Exactly.
Perfect chemistry. That's what makes this podcast work.
You're my yin to my yang.
Oh God.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
Okay, wait. You're talking about anthropomorphic media, or in other terms, how you became a furry.
Yeah, we're gonna bring back the whole "I am a furry because of Anthropomorphic Media."
It is just the truth, honestly. Let's be honest.
That's 100% the truth for every furry.
It's like, I wonder always who thought of the first anthropomorphic animal and who thought it was a good idea. It's like, who had that idea? And did they ever think in the future that there was going to be people who made an entire fandom around that kind of fuck, I can't speak. That character, pretty much, just around those ideas. Probably not, because I feel like it was before Mickey Mouse. There were other cartoon creations, but Mickey Mouse made it the biggest. I don't know, it's interesting, but go ahead.
I would say I could have done my research on that. There will be definitely some improvement on the topics of research. I would say yes, there is more than just Mickey Mouse. Probably somebody way before Mickey Mouse. As to who, I have no idea. Also, your leg is looking up like you're about to pee on a fire hydrant. There you go. You good?
Oh, I have my mic off. Okay, so...
Oh my God.
Okay, we're gonna say, on this series of anthropomorphic media, because I feel like this could be definitely a multiple media, or multiple episode, we are going to find out who is the original furry, and we're going to do lots of studies on them to see what made them come up with the ideas for anthropomorphic creature that could walk like an animal but have animal characteristics. There we go.
Yes.
So, welcome everyone as we deep dive into furries.
I kind of feel like we are a news podcast trying to explain the weather or something.
Exactly.
But I would say Disney was probably the furthest that, to our knowledge, they began with that, with Mickey Mouse. That's as far as I know. I don't know anything other than that.
I remember there being something before Mickey Mouse. I can't remember the character's name because back in, was it high school or college? There was a class I was in that took a look into the history of animation. I cannot remember the person or the animal it was, but I think it was a cat. I think it was, was it Milo? I wonder if his name was Milo, because there was one before Mickey Mouse that was a cat.
Felix the cat.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Felix. Yes, that's Felix the cat. There we go. I think that's the furthest I remember, but I'm sure there's something further than that. We just don't know, or it has not been dug up, or has not been found yet in history. But definitely, we wouldn't be where we are now without Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse and Steamboat Willie, which was the first episode or first cartoon ever shown and drawn, is what made animation popular. as we all know, and made animals or anthropomorphic for animals popular. Such an interesting thing that the first famous animal character is a mouse. It's a rodent.
Ironically, we do not have a lot of rodents in the furry community.
We don't actually. And to be fair, I like mice. Mice are cute, especially when they're anthropomorphicized. There we go.
Let me tell you about one mouse I do know.
Which one is that?
It's Reggie.
Oh, who doesn't know Who doesn't? There we go. Reggie is the other mouse, and if you don't know Reggie,
we won't not say anything. Just look it up.
Do it on your own time, and make sure you're in private.
If you have
don't want to
VPN, that would
publicize
also be
yourself with
helpful.
that. VPN. I mean, we're not sponsored by that.
Not a sponsor.
We're just saying it.
I wish we were though.
Oh my god. But okay, yeah, you asked Reggie is the other mouse. There's a few other ones I can't remember their names, but yes. So the first furry was a mouse. Then we're gonna add into the fact that he added Goofy, which I don't even know what Goofy is. Is he supposed to be a hound?
I don't know. I know he is a canine of some sort. I thought Donald Duck came next, not Goofy. I don't know for sure.
Okay, well the fact is, it's a mouse, it's a duck, it's possibly a hound. Is there any other animals? It's also interesting to me that in the Mickey Mouse universe that you have Pluto and then you have Goofy.
You see, when I started watching anthropomorphic shows, it didn't start off just being animals with human characteristics. Like they couldn't walk on their two legs. I started with Scooby Doo, the original Scooby Doo from the 1960s.
Original Scooby Doo. I love Scooby Doo.
I always loved Scooby Doo. Every episode, I would watch it. My favorite episode was I can't remember exactly what the episode name was. I do remember that it involved a ghost, like the spooky ghost that had that very interesting laugh, almost sounded like the Joker.
Oh,
that was my favorite episode.
Okay, I remember that now. It's been such a hot minute since I watched any of the Scooby Doos, but I remember watching the entirety of the original Scooby Doos. My grandparents had satellite dish, and they had the Boomerang Network, which was a thing back then. And it used to showcase all the old like Hanna-Barbera cartoons, like Scooby Doo. What is it? Fred Flintstone or the Flintstones. George Jetsons, that's what it's called. And a few other things that she made. So I used to like rewatch Scooby-Doo on there all the time because they only would play the original ones.
The Looney Tunes were also on Boomerang.
Oh, that's right, Looney Tunes. Yeah, that's right. Forgot about that. Looney Tunes. Actually, that came out like what, a few years? No? How long has Looney Tunes been out for?
I would say like maybe around the 70s. Maybe late 70s. That's the most rough answer I can give you.
I can say this right now. It's like 30s or 40s. This is when Looney Tunes came out.
Oh, okay.
Mickey Mouse was like 20s. That's why I'm like thinking. I just came here like okay, well, I forgot. Google machine is in my hand. Let's take a look and see when they came out. Looney Tunes. This is great to do this on. See, God, how did Tunes? Okay, Looney Tunes original. Fuck, when they come out. Okay, original air date. There you go. Original air date. There we go. Yeah, April 19th, 1930.
Wow, a very long time.
Yeah, 2 days after my
Almost been a
birthday.
century.
And 2 days after my birthday is in 65 years before I was even born.
Imagine, it's going to be 8 years since the Looney Tunes have been around for a century.
I know, right? It's so weird to think about it. And then they had Lola Bunny to the Space Jam movie. I feel like that movie is what helped a lot of furries.
I don't know, that's when I discovered there was something wrong with me when I was My eyes
Something
were
wrong with you
falling.
when Lola came out of the locker room in a seductive female pose with a basketball spinning in her hand.
I can't believe
Half
that
of the
was
eyes.
still a kid's movie. But the 90s were different, man. The 90s were very different.
Okay, do you remember that movie called Airplane back in the 1980s?
Yes, I love that movie.
Yes, and how it was PG, but there was just like bare breasts shown into it.
I do remember that.
PG movies. Okay, there was no PG-13 back in the day, but rating systems were completely trackers. Rating systems were completely different back in the day, to say the least. So, I feel like a rated G movie now is okay. A rated G movie now would possibly be considered a what's like the most kid-rated age limit is. Okay, wait. Do I say now? No. Okay, wait. G back then would be considered PG now. And PG now, or then would be PG-13 now. And rated R then would probably be NC-17 now, more likely.
If you were to watch The Goonies in today's
I love The Goonies.
standards,
PG-13 for sure.
a PG-13, but at that time it was PG.
Yeah.
It's a weird time lapse.
Absolutely would be a PG-13 movie. It's just a good movie though as well.
Mm-hmm.
What other movies? There's so many movies. Okay,
Let's talk about the first anthropomorphic or somewhat like anthropomorphic TV show that we watched or we played a video game in. The first anthropomorphic TV show I watched started with Bambi, and then it went on from
Bambi.
there. Yes, Bambi.
What was my first one? Does Barney the dinosaur count?
I mean, yes, technically it does.
Oh god, I don't want that to be the first one, but technically I watched that as a kid.
It does count, yes. He is an
God,
animal.
I hate Barney so much. Barney is a terrifying creature that shouldn't exist and only gives kids nightmares. And sounds like what you would expect someone who likes little children should sound like.
It doesn't surprise me that there's like a creepypasta game about him.
Exactly. It also makes sense that the guy who was actually in the suit of Barney the Dinosaur was high off crack the entire time.
But I heard about. I didn't know how true it was.
Very true. It was very true. I feel like to play Barney, you'd have to do something to keep yourself from going insane. Because having a sound like that, being a giant pink dinosaur that's shaped like phallic shape, to say the least. Yeah, you know what? Drugs make sense in that aspect. No, body, stay up. Yes.
I am very concerned about where he's going with this.
I know I'm done. That's just the fact that I feel like to play Barney, that drugs make sense for that aspect. You have Sesame Street. Technically, is it?
I don't know if those are considered animals sometimes.
Big Bird.
Big Bird's an animal, yes.
Big ass chicken. Yes. Big ass
was
chicken.
his mother a giraffe sometimes?
Probably so, because geez, I feel like Big Bird could feed like an entire like street full of families. That's very that's weird to think of, but Elmo is a rag. Let's be honest, Elmo. I don't even know what Elmo is, honestly. But the other
Out of your
creatures,
imagination, yes.
yes. What other creatures are in Elmo? You have Oscar. You have Oscar's. I don't know.
Oscar is. Maybe Sesame Street wasn't a good example.
Yeah.
Besides Big
That was the
Bird.
other kid show. Land Before Time.
The Land
They could
Before
speak.
Time, yes.
They could speak, but they didn't walk on two legs. That was a really
I
good.
remember.
That was
that
a
movie.
good show and movie. God,
I started with the movie, and it was so sad.
Oh yeah. Who's that? Don Bluth. That's who it was. Don Bluth is the one that created that. That is such a good series, though. Yeah,
They're
the one.
still making movies for The Land Before Time.
Are they? I don't know actually.
Yes.
That's a good question.
Believe they
Well,
are.
I'm just old now. I'm never gonna have kids, so I'll never see another one in my life. But I remember the Land Before Time, at least. It was a really good show. Or no, movie. Was it a
My
show?
favorite.
Hmm?
I was gonna let you finish. Did you want to say something?
Nah, go ahead.
Okay. You don't have to whisper. We're live.
I know. Still.
My favorite anthropomorphic movie is Balto. By heart, I will never get tired of Balto.
Oh yeah, Balto. Oh, that's right. God, I forgot about
remembers
Balto.
Balto.
It's been a while. It's been a hot minute since I've seen the movie. All right, you have Balto, you have Lady and the Tramp, you have
You
technically
look like a tramp.
totally. I mean, it makes sense because I'm the one that gets all the bitches anyways. But let's see. Okay. You have Lady and the Tramp. I will say this. Technically, okay? Beauty and the Beast. The Beast technically is an anthropomorphic monster.
Yes, it is.
Yes. So that you have Dalmatians 101. What
That was
else?
a good movie too.
Was Little Mermaid count with all the talking fish?
The Little Mermaid.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever seen the. Oh yeah, I guess so. Yes.
Were you about to sit here and tell me that you've never seen the movie?
I had to think about it. I had a brain fart. I was like, did I see that movie? And then I remember, yes, I did. That was my mom's favorite movie as a kid.
Okay, I was about to say, because I feel like at least everyone's at least seen at least one Little Mermaid once. Lion King, another good one.
Oh,
Simba.
yeah, Lion King.
Yes.
Everybody remembers the Lion King.
Oh, that's
and
right.
Darth
What's her
Vader
name?
was Mufasa.
Oh, yep. Okay, wait. What's her name? Is it Kiera? What was the other lioness name? The one that grew up with Simba.
The one that grew up with Simba.
Okay, do you remember during the In the Air Tonight? And Simba is on top of her, but not in that way, and she's giving him like the most.
I know what scene you're talking about.
Yeah,
oh my
the
god,
most
I don't want to think about that scene.
Seductive eyes ever in a kids movie. Nala.
It was.
That's her name. But yes, Nala was giving wouldn't say the googly eyes. She was giving him the heart. She was giving her the boing eyes.
The boing wing wing eyes.
The boing. The Beavis and Butthead special.
What?
You know what? How they act every time they see a woman.
I know how it went, but I'm trying to figure out a better way to explain it.
Nala was giving him the please. I guess
No, don't
Andreas.
continue on with that sentence.
It's not the Andreas special, so I guess we can. We can because I can be
You can call
bleeped
it the
out.
Andrea special way of looking at you.
Well, I am the evil one here, and you're the angel one here. You can keep yourself as wholesome as you want.
I will probably have to explain it like this. She was just very happy to see him. That's the best way I can explain it.
And so was Simba.
Yeah.
Yeah, Simba. To be fair, she wanted more than just the luscious lock of hair that he had.
A lot of mane.
A lot of men.
That's a lot of man. Or a lot of mane.
A lot of men. Oh my god. Yes, Simba had all
Okay,
that.
We're way too focused on that one scene. There was also
wait,
Kofu and his daughter Nala. No,
Oh,
Nala.
that-
Kiara, that was her name.
You remember how there was that one scene they took out of, like the HDR or HD remake of that movie? That it was like the dust that spelt sex out in the sky. Yes. Yeah. See, Disney movies got away with a lot more back in the day than they could now. Because G meant PG now.
I also enjoyed Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That was
Roger
good,
Rabbit
too.
was such an amazing movie for an 80s movie. Because here's the thing is, it was a collection of Looney Tunes and Mickey Mouse. And since then, there has not been a movie like Roger Rabbit. And that movie is complete. What's it called? It's a complete symbol of animation and movie in general. I just can't think of the correct words. It's a cult classic, that's for sure. It's a hell of a cult classic. And I wish there would be something else like it. Because now these days, like when it becomes like between like animation put into a real life aspect, it doesn't really work that well. Like you have the Pokemon movie, which is fine, but it doesn't show like how. Well, I guess Pokemon is based on like creatures you can use to fight other creatures, and Looney Tunes and Mickey Mouse would be two like completely different cultures of like cartoons put into a real world aspect, and dangerous as hell. I feel like because what was it? The only thing you can kill a cartoon with was that acid.
Yes, a certain type of acid, I believe. They didn't really specify what it is in the acid. We just took it for what it was.
That was a PG movie too, and Jessica Rabbit was in that movie. Yes, you remember her.
Yeah, I do remember her very, very well.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of boob for a PG movie.
There was a lot of melons going on in that one.
A lot of ham. it's a lot of
What is wrong with you?
Everything.
We were talking about melons and you go to ham. Where have you seen ham?
I mean, big ass hams, like hawks of hams. I mean, it's the same size.
Oh, that's not where I thought you were going with this.
No, not that at all. It's such an interesting thing to me still. But that movie, since then, there has not been any like Looney Tunes or Mickey Mouse clash at all in any movie or anything else in existence. So the fact that they're able to get both of those IPs for the same movie is amazing.
We haven't touched on video games yet, so let's start off with the Elder Scrolls series. I would like to talk about the Argonians and the Khajiits. The Khajiits were something else. Now, I am a bigger fan of the Argonians than I am Khajiits. And every time I have played an Argonian, I was always mean to Khajiits, and I would steal their money. No trade for you.
Sounds about right. I wish I played more of Elder Scrolls, but honestly, I've only played a little bit of Skyrim because it's been released for 12 years now. And they continuously release it, and I've only played a little bit of it. Now, I do want to play the new one whenever it comes out. Still glad because it hasn't actually given it a release date, so people's expectations aren't high. So they're finally learning from mistake because Fallout 76 was a disaster.
76 was a disappointment, yes.
A hell of a disappointment. And I think Big Daddy Microsoft bought them. Like, I feel like they waited for them to do something stupid. They're like, all right, you're mine now. I mean, let's be honest. Since then, Microsoft has been doing better since they tried to release the Xbox One. That was completely garbage. But for original furry game, I feel like technically would Yoshi count as one?
Yoshi, I don't know if he is an anthropomorphic character at times. He's an oddball, that's for sure.
Very true. Well, I mean, if we're speaking of first furry game, I would say either Sonic or Star Fox.
What about the Wolf Among Us? They had a talking pig, and there was also a werewolf, but that is still a human, but werewolf.
Huh? I'm not gonna lie, I never heard of that game. Nope.
The Wolf Among Us is one of the best games for Telltale games. It was pretty good.
Wait. I'm talking about like games back in the 90s. You're talking about games that came out like in 2010s.
Yes.
I mean, that's
anthropomorphic games. Yes.
okay. Well, speaking of my age was Star Fox and Sonic.
We're almost
age
the same
shows.
age.
Yes, but if Wolf Among Us got you into it, I got you. But mine was Star Fox and Sonic the Hedgehog, especially when they brought Rouge out. As so much boob for every one game. Her body is like 30% boob and then like 70% body.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. What is the Japanese thinking of when it comes to games like this?
They think they know what boys want.
Obviously.
What is that? Hang on a second. I hear a noise.
Oh, well.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay,
Sorry.
well. See, we have Star Fox, we have Sonic the Hedgehog. I guess for you is Wolf Among Us. Wasn't a good one. There's multiple of these and I just can't think of them at the moment. Not the only furry game to come out. Was there Looney Tunes? Yeah, there was Looney Tunes and Mickey Mouse games. There are a lot of Disney games. What else is there? Yeah, but he is technically more of a monkey. Donkey Kong is definitely more of a like gorilla. He has no anthropomorphic like. I feel like he has no anthropomorphic like characteristics on him. He actually acts like a gorilla. Besides him driving a go-kart, that's about it.
What about Bandicoot?
That's right, Bandicoot. Speaking of, yeah, Bandicoot. We have Ratchet and Clank. What are other ones?
Conkers Bad Fur Day.
Yeah, that's true. The original M-rated furry game. The best furry-rated and furry game. I love that game. Too bad it never made. You know, maybe it's always a good.
I've only seen walkthroughs.
Maybe it's a good thing they never made a second one because the first one is just such a classic. Yes. I love like every single movie they made fun of. You can definitely tell that game is period correct. They made fun of The Matrix. They made fun of Private Ryan, Saving Private Ryan. They made fun of fuck. What was it? I don't know. I just know my two favorite things in that game is the club in the game called Rock Solid and the poop that sings.
The poop that sings, which really had a good voice. I'm not going to lie to you.
I am the great mighty Pooh, and I'm going to throw my shit at you. The fuck they got someone who could sing like, could technically feel like could sing opera. Actually, that was opera. The fact they got someone who could sing opera and just make it into a fucking song like that is 100% great. This is why I miss. God, was there? Who was it? Who made that game? It was 7. That game. It was not okay. Goldeneye. That game. Banjo-Kazooie. Rare. That's right. I miss Rare so much.
The only memory I have of Conkers Bad Fur Day is when you were in that one place where you were doing a job for that cog with the cigar.
Oh yeah, that one. that one. Yeah, no, I got you. That
cog was very perverted.
I mean, that's the main point of that game. My other favorite thing was it a block? Oh, that's right. It was a block talking to you, and there was another block on top of him. I'm trying to think of it.
That's all the things I can remember about that game. It was just that cog was just weird.
Mine was okay. It was a block. You had to do I can't remember what it was. You had to do something to get this block off this other block. And I just remember the saying from him because it made me laugh for like 5 minutes straight just because of the way he said it. It was like in this deep, muffled voice. Sounds like you could be part of a, I don't know, mafia, or he smoked so much cigarettes. But it's just how he said it. He's like, you better get this fat ass bitch off my back pronto. It was just the way he said it. I love it. It was okay. Another thing, that Rock Solid game, like the Rock Solid Club in the game, It also had a banging soundtrack for a game that came out in 2001. It was house music or something they played in it, and they made it themselves, but it sounded so good. I still listen to it every once in a while.
The game of Conkers Bad Fur, the plot, everything about that game was great, but the plot sucked. Not take.
I mean, yeah.
It really sucked.
But I feel like you don't play that game for the. You do not play that game for the story. You play it because it's hilarious.
Yes. It was all about the main antagonist, who was a king. I believe he was a lion.
Squirrel.
A feline. No. The main antagonist. That's a protagonist.
Oh yeah, no, he was the lion. Okay, yeah, the lion. Yeah.
The king who wanted to fix his table so he can hold his warm glass of milk, and instead of just replacing it with another part, he's like, no, we'll just have a squirrel hold it up for you while you drink your milk. That was the plot.
I feel like the plot of that game was not supposed to be taken seriously, and it was great.
That was like
I
the
love
dumbest
it so
king
much.
I've ever heard.
The game, okay, the storyline was not meant to be taken seriously, and I can definitely respect him for that because that shit was hilarious. I do love the fact too of whenever they did the Private Ryan for like the Saving Private Ryan like scene, and oh god, what was it? Who were the enemies in that? It's been such a long time since I played that part.
I haven't played that one, so I don't know anything about it.
It's been such a long minute. Another mean. What's that one? Okay, what else was in that game? There are so many good things, but I haven't played it in such a hot minute. I want to play it again.
Never played it. I hear that's happening.
I know.
He's trying to think so hard about it.
You have to, if you play the original one on 64, everything is uncensored, except for a few words here and there. On the remaster version, for some reason, shit is censored. Yes.
Before we actually touch on anything other on Anthropomorphic Media, I want to take the time to tell the audience to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want to get notified on more videos, click the bell. It will notify you with any other videos that we are coming up with. Also, if you're listening to this on Spotify, you can subscribe there as well, or follow. You can also listen to us on Amazon Music, and we appreciate the support. And with your support, we can continue on with our content and bring in amazing content to you in our podcast. He's got a hammer.
If you don't do it, I'm gonna turn Fiction into an evil boy like me with his hammer.
You're gonna give me a concussion to turn me into an evil boy.
Yes, I'm gonna give you a concussion. Yes.
Boink. We haven't even touched on Beastars, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people were hoping we would touch on that first, but I thought that was just too easy.
So you have Beastars, and you have Versuko, Versuko. You have, what other ones have been more recent? I guess Zootopia. I mean, technically Zootopia, I feel like, is what helped a lot of modern furries get into the fandom. And then you have the new one just came out, Bad Guys.
We also didn't touch on the old Robin Hood from the 1970s.
Oh yeah, Robin Hood. Definitely a nice looking fox, that's for sure. But no, yeah, Beastars.
Since we haven't touched on, I wanted to bring up one thing about Beastars that we haven't touched on. Is that out of all the anthropomorphic stuff we talked about, besides Conkers Bad Fur Day, that has been the most recently adult content of anthropomorphic characters that we've had.
No, which is great, honestly. Like, I wish there would be more, animation studios that would go further with, cute animals or cute anthropomorphic animals that is in a more mature state than just a, family-friendly state. Because most of them usually are. It's either PG or G. Like Zootopia is PG, Bad Guys PG. Well, Versuko technically is in a more of a mature state, just not as mature as Beastars. It seems like the only mature furry shows that come out of is Japan. It seems like the only ones that come out of Japan.
I
It's
do
so
want to
weird
give a
to me.
sly hint to the audience. I am making a book somewhat related to it of what I want to do, but for now, it's just a project.
I'm sure it'll be good when it comes out. Is there any American shows like that? I'm not gonna count Brian because I mean he's part of a human. He's part of a human like show, but like a full-on furry show. Brian from Family Guy.
Brian Griffin's the only anthropomorphic thing I know, besides some characters that slide here and there.
Yes.
Like the chicken that fights
Oh!
Peter Griffin.
Oh, why did I not forget it? Fucking regular show.
Yes, regular show's a good one. They're
That's in
sort
more
of in between the PG-13 era.
Yeah, but that was a good show though. Rigby and Mordecai. Yeah, I remember that days. That was in high school when that show came out. I missed that show. It was a really good one. Any other? I mean, should we count SpongeBob? A fucking anthropomorphic sponge.
Technically, a sponge is an organism.
So is a starfish. So is a Squidward. So is a squid. So is a crab. So is a whale. Technically, all of them are fish. Yeah. I guess we could say SpongeBob is anthropomorphic.
Which they're still running, which is amazing that they are still running.
Look, Jellyfish Jam, which I've been listening to the past few days. It's a shit. I love that song. Also, speaking of, my one thing I still remember from any other, like every SpongeBob, like show / movie is in the SpongeBob movie. And it's Patrick flying in with a parachute, and there's just a flag between his butt cheeks. That's like the most thing I remember. it's just what I remember. It caught me so off guard. I love it.
Well,
that and the bubble ball. The bubble ball.
You got any other
bubble ball? Yes.
That was cool.
The song fit so well. Any other anthropomorphic shows? I'm sure there's quite a few that we're not naming. I mean, to be fair, Johnny Bravo. Johnny Bravo's not anthropomorphic.
Oh wait,
but they did bring in
dog.
That was a very interesting show for kids, but I love it.
I loved it too. It was very dark, but hey, I'm not gonna say no to that. I like
Super
it when
dark.
shows go to that level.
Also, I didn't realize, but apparently the last episode was. I didn't realize this was the last episode, but apparently the last episode was when Courage finds out what happens to his parents.
Oh, that was
That one actually made me cry when I first watched it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was so sad.
the funniest episode, in my opinion, on that was when he was trying to save Muriel from being eaten alive by a fox.
Oh yeah, that one.
Scary. It's just childish.
Is that the oh, it's not that fox. Cat. I remember Cat and his little theme song he has every time he comes into the screen.
Oh, the cat was one of the first episodes. Was it? Yeah, it was the first episode that aired on Courage. They went to a motel and there was no dogs allowed.
Oh, that's right.
Apparently, he was going to feed the spiders, Muriel and Eustace.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that one. I remember that one.
That is.
I will say my favorite
Courage. Yeah.
My favorite character in the show, besides Courage, is the computer.
Oh, the computer was so sarcastic.
I fucking love it. It's like, you twit. It always would just like be like, oh, you don't know this? You're so stupid. It was so. I loved his like sassiness that a computer could have. I would say the most horrifying one, I guess, in technicality, is anytime they did 3D special like effects in the show.
Oh, the CGI.
Like, yeah, CGI.
I think I know which one you're going with this.
Yeah, they return the slob or face
the mummy.
Yes. To be fair, like the 3G, like it did, and I feel like the CGI in that show, even though it wasn't good, it fit with the theme, which was funny but horror. Because most of it was like interesting. I do. I also remember the what was it? I remember the one episode where I think Courage was sleeping and he had like a dream and it was
I was gonna mention that one.
Yeah, the baby
I
one.
want to mention that one. I ain't no baby. It was an episode about how he was. It was about perfect. The episode was perfect, and he was trying his best to be perfect for whatever reason. I don't remember the full details of the episode, but I do remember him falling asleep because he was staying up so long, and then all of a sudden, just bam! This what looked like to me to be an ugly, mutated baby thing. It looked like a... I don't know how to explain it. If you want to see the clip, hope you don't have bad nightmares.
I mean, it's not that bad now, but it's the fact that this show was like the horror show for kids back in the day because of like how many interesting things they put in there. I can't say my favorite one, my like favorite like story one was the Vikings, or the Dead Vikings, and the windmill that was at the farm had etchings in them to keep them away, and the only way they could stay away is if the windmill kept turning forever. And if it didn't, they'd come back to life and kill the people who were in that farm. Do you remember that one?
I remember that one. That was not the most disturbing one, but the most disturbing one that I know was when this alligator showed up who wanted to throw a show, and he turned Eustace and Mario into puppets, and then Courage, who went completely insane in the episode, literally is reenacting how they used to act so he can have his normal life back. That's disturbing.
True. Or the ones where those two-headed sisters were making quilts, and whoever brought into it would make them like turn that person into like a space on their quilt they were making. Like, remember when they were like knitting Mario into the actual like fabric?
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah. To be fair, they had some very interesting story behind this. Oh, you know, I just realized. Besides Courage, who was that psychic dog that Courage would go see sometimes in that little roadhouse shack?
I don't remember. For the life of me, I can't remember.
I mean, I remember how she looks like. I just can't remember how she, what her name is.
There was a sad episode that I do remember, which was... Remember that one that was all wearing white in that white odd mask? It was a cat, I believe. She said dogs are always evil. They took Bunny away from her. And then I realized that was a lesbian relationship as I got older. And these guys were gangsters and they were having her way with her, so to speak. And then that's when I realized that was a very dark episode.
Yeah, I don't know how dark the new modern shows can get. They're not like PG or G rated. But yeah, Courage got away with a lot of episodes that were very dark. And that one I forgot. Yeah, that one was dark. Like, the one where he found out about his parents was dark, but like in a sad way. That one was just dark in a very fucking dark way. Like, that was just like, Jesus.
We've been talking about a lot about how Courage outdid everybody in the PG era in terms of bringing adult situations into every episode.
I mean, it's true, because like, what was the other shows in that time? You had Cow and Chicken, which was
That was funny.
I remember the Satan guy from that show.
Cat Dog. I remember Cat Dog on Nick.
Oh yeah, Cat Dog. Roscoe's Modern Life.
Roscoe's Modern Life.
Which, to be fair, that got away with a lot of stuff too, and so did Ren and Stimpy.
Well, I can't really think of any other anthropomorphic media that we can come up with.
Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo is a human.
Yeah, but the characters inside the show, like the deer that, you know, asked him out on a date, the cow that's been becoming a meme lately on TikTok. They're interesting characters on Johnny Bravo, and there's some interesting characters in other shows that we can't get to because there's so many. I mean, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. What are they? Most of the people in there, most of the characters in that show.
I don't know what most of those characters are, besides the bunny. I don't remember his name.
Mr. Harrison.
Mr. Harrison.
Yeah, you have him. You have him. You also have. There's so many shows. There's just so many shows that came on Cartoon Networks that have some kind of version of furry characters in it, which is fine. It's great, honestly.
Yeah. The other one is Camp Lazlo.
Oh yeah, see, Camp Lazlo. That's another good one. Brandy and Mr. Whiskers from Disney.
That was a good one. Man, there are so many anthropomorphic ones I'm pretty sure we missed.
Oh no, I'm sure there are. There's probably a lot that we've missed, but that's like I said, this could be a multitude of episodes, or we can just make it this one.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to say what we said our piece, and if anybody wants us to do another episode about it, you can say in the comment section below. If you want a part 2 of us talking about anthropomorphic media, let us know, and we will continue on. But for right now, we have to end today's episode. And before we do, we want to say, if you guys want to leave some questions for us, you can either put it down in the comment section, or you can go fill it in the Google Drive document that we have set up. Hope this episode was a good one for you. Was it a good one for you as well, Whiplash? This was a good talk, actually.
Yeah, it made me go back in time to actually think about how I became a furry. To be fair, if most of you don't know, I've been a furry since 2007 when I was 12.
Started in 2008.
Yeah, started very young, to say the least. Now most people are like usually in like high school or college when they actually become furries.
Oh yeah. Well, we will see you guys in the next episode.
Wait. You don't know what real fear is. You don't know what real fear is until you have to delete your history on your mom's laptop.
Okay, I think that's a good time to be ending that episode. You just had to add that. Yeah, let's just end it right there.
Yes, you just had to end. You just had to add that in. All right, guys.
This is the most odd way to say goodbye.
We will see you guys next week. So hope you guys have a good night.
Good night. And that's a wrap. You didn't need to say that.
I did have to say that.
You know, you wanted to say it.
I wanted to because it's true. You have to understand, people who usually were my age, they don't have like their own computers.
I have my own computer.
I didn't, so guess what I had to do?
Go through your mom's laptop.
Yes, pink laptop. Those.
You guys can unmute yourself.